Oh my gosh. Where's all the opportunity? Guys, this last week was rough. Terrible warranty calls, like water dripping in through the ceiling of the kitchen. I've got a pretty significant land deal that seems to be falling apart at the last second. At a few subs that made some mistakes that definitely cost me time and money. Like, I'm going crazy here.
I'm taking crazy pills!
So, I pick up the phone and I call my brother-in-law. He's an experienced builder. He'll know what to do. He kind of seems like he's got it all together. Guys, spoiler alert, everybody seems like they've got it all together. So I call him and I say, hey, brother-in-law, how do you handle the constant problems that come with this job? Because that's really what this job is. It is just constant problem solving. So we talked for a while, and the main takeaway I had that he said was, hey, this is how you become a better developer and a better builder, is this crappy stuff happens and you go, oh, what do I need to do to make sure I don't make that mistake again? And that's the opportunity, is to have these problems pop up, learn from them, change what I'm doing, improve what I'm doing, and grow. And it reminded me of a book that I almost wrote.
I don't think so.
I mean, who hasn't, right? Everybody claims they almost wrote a book. But I did write the outline for it, and it was called The Action Opportunity Cycle. I don't know, maybe I'll still write it. And here's the idea. Imperfect action creates opportunity. I'm gonna say it again for those in the back. Imperfect action still creates opportunity. I mean, realistically, opportunity rarely just sort of falls out of the sky and pops up out of nowhere, right? It is a result of action of some kind. And my experience has taught me that however imperfect that action may be, it will still create opportunity. And once it does, the next action you take is to seize that opportunity again, however imperfectly that may be. So I'm gonna give you two really easy examples. The first one is this. I moved to Nashville from the Austin, Texas area when I was 20. I wanted to be a professional musician, which I did do, by the way. Hard not to miss that long hair. So I moved to town at age 20, thinking I'm so good. Suddenly I get to Nashville where everybody's so good and I realize I'm not that good. And I constantly wrote and recorded these songs in my apartment. I was not a really good writer. I was not a particularly good player. I was definitely not a good engineer and producer. And I created these songs that were fine. And I put them out where? MySpace. Miss you, Tom. But what happened? Somebody heard these songs, as bad as they were, saw a seed of talent and reached out to me. And we started working together and writing together. Eventually that led to the formation of the band Love and Theft, which actually signed not to the record label who initially met with us. That completely fell apart. So we continued to take imperfect action and write some songs that were good and a lot of them that were terrible, until we did get picked up by Lyric Street Records, and we toured with Taylor Swift and Jason Aldean and Tim McGraw and did all that stuff and had a tour bus and played on Jimmy Fallon. That's right, I got to do those things. It was pretty cool. All as the result of simply taking very imperfect action. That didn't come about because I was just so spectacular. I think to a large degree it came about because I just wouldn't stop making music. Another example in the real estate world is this. One of the first deals I bought, I had no money, I was trying to make deals happen, and so I found somebody on Craigslist who was selling their house and they were willing to sell it seller finance with a very small down payment. So that was a big win. I ran all my numbers, I liked the price, and I got to the closing table and they said, how do you want to pay your property taxes?
You serious, Clark?
Well, I was new to this, and since we were seller financing, there wasn't a bank involved, and so they hadn't put together a monthly mortgage payment that included principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So I had not factored in taxes or insurance into my monthly numbers, and I went from thinking, I just bought this thing seller finance, I'm gonna make, X amount of hundreds of dollars per month. I think it dwindled down to like $150 a month now after I added those in because I had forgot them. And you know what happened? About a year and a half later, that had appreciated to the degree where I sold it for a $90,000 profit. You want to talk about imperfect action? I completely forgot taxes and insurance on this deal, had to close anyway, barely cash flowed what I thought I would cash flow, and still made 90 grand. And it was simply because I was the person who was willing to get on Craigslist and call around and ask people if they'd seller finance. And as many people have said no, that guy said yes, and I made $90,000. Opportunity is the result of you taking action. And the challenge for most of us is the way that that opportunity is going to come come about is really unpredictable. I couldn't have told you, oh, well, this is still good action for me to take because it's going to appreciate and I'm going to sell it and make 90 grand. I didn't know that. We can rarely, if ever, predict why the opportunity or how the opportunity is going to come about. We can't even say, oh, I'm taking exactly the right action. Usually we're not. I don't think it was the right action to close that deal. Thank God I did it wrong. I might have killed the deal if I had figured out that I was missing those numbers. The point is that you are not smart enough and I'm not smart enough and no one's smart enough to predict these things. So what do? We take the best action we can. It will be imperfect, but we know that it will create opportunity. You take action, you get opportunity. You take action again on that opportunity, you get more opportunity. You take action on that opportunity again, you get more opportunity. It's that simple. And we just have to make our peace with the fact that the connection between the two is not always going to be instant. It's almost never going to be predictable. We may not even realize until looking at it in retrospect what action we took created the opportunity, but it will be there. So you take the best action that you know how, you walk through the door of whatever opportunity opens. That particular opportunity might not be the final destination. It's usually just the next step. So you take that next step imperfectly and you wait to see what new opportunity comes about. It's a long, never-ending cycle. Frankly, I don't want it to end. I want to keep learning, growing, and being better and doing more and expanding my capability till I die. If I can do the work that I need to on myself, and this is true for you too, then we can come to appreciate and love the struggles and the stumbles and the imperfection in the action that we're taking because they are or they lead to the opportunity that we want. Not only did I make $90,000 on that deal, but the next time I evaluated a deal, I didn't forget taxes and insurance. I made money and got better. And it's those little adjustments and improvements that over time add up to us being who it is we're hoping to be and doing the big things we're hoping to do. So as a real estate developer, here's what that can look like. It looks like evaluating deals, even if you know you can't make an offer yet. Maybe it looks like making consistent offers that are really aggressive and really low, and you know they're gonna laugh in your face, but you make these offers consistently. Maybe it's calling builders and asking them questions, or calling agents and asking them questions about the market. It's calling lenders and trying to find those relationships with hard money people or with local commercial banks who will help you fund your deals. You have to go ask questions and you have to go out and seek out failure and rejection. I can't tell you exactly how it's going to work, but something is going to fall into place. At some point, you're going to make a call expecting another rejection and it won't happen. You'll hear yes when you expected to hear no. Do I dare say it? Do I dare say the quote that I think is attributed to Michael Jordan? I don't know for sure. Do I actually say this, or is it too corny? Of course I'm going to say it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Jordan to the circle, puts the shot in the air. Good! The game's over, and the Bulls have won.
You cannot have the wins without the losses. Come to love the losses. They're part of the deal. They come with the wins. So I don't know what your next step is, but I know that you probably do. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't scare yourself out of it. Quit being a wuss.
You can do it!
Do what you gotta do. Take the action and just know you don't have to take it perfectly. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to know how it's gonna work out. Just know that when you take action, it creates opportunity. Hope that pumps you up today. I'm getting pumped up. I'm ready to go make some deals happen. Hey, if you are getting something out of this, if you're becoming a better real estate developer, a better entrepreneur, business owner, a better person in some way, then like this video, please, and follow the channel. The next video coming out is gonna be Real Estate Development 101. We're just gonna go over some basic, fundamental, foundational stuff. So I'll see you then, and until then, go take some action.